Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Flatcar Developer Sync. This is the March issue, and we have KubeCon coming in, and we'll be looking at roadmap items and ongoing stuff and all of that in this meeting. All right, let me share the agenda with you. Oh, wait, before I forget. Flatcar is a CNCF incubation project, and as such, we follow the CNCF Code of Conduct, which basically means be nice to each other, don't talk over each other, use the raise hand feature if there's a person in the meeting that just won't stop speaking, like me right now, and you need to say something. We'll moderate accordingly. Okay, I'm going to share my screen with our agenda. Here we go. All right. So check-in, we don't have any new persons here. We do have a new maintainer, actually. Jan got elected maintainer. He's part of the maintainers team now. Congratulations. Welcome to the team.
Thanks a lot.
All right. Oh, the scary announcing part. Okay, so can you folks read that? Should I increase the font size?
Yeah, just a bit if you could.
Yeah, a bit.
Okay, here we go. In 2025, we will end support for cgroups v1. It is currently ongoing and in beta. Reason for that is systemd 256, which doesn't support cgroups v1 anymore. And when upstream stops supporting that, we stop supporting that as well. This is currently in beta, so alpha has had it for some time. It will hit stable, I think, sometime in April, late April.
Somewhere in May, I would say, because right now stable is .2, so 3. Another 2 releases, I guess.
Gotcha. Thank you. Okay, so in May, we will end cgroups v1 support in Flatcar stable. LTS will retain cgroups v1 support until the end of the year. So if you have sensitive workloads, then LTS is where you need to go. The way we will play the update is the node will refuse to update if you're still running cgroups v1. So you will basically just have nodes that stop updating, and if you have monitoring, report errors about it. We will not, straight away update your cgroups v1 node to the new version, and then nothing works anymore. You will have time to take care. All right, that's it. Let's look at the monthly contributions. We have 2 first-time contributors. Thank you, Mathieu, for updating this. I looked at it when we started the meeting, and I was like, no, I forgot to update. But you did it. Great job. Thank you. We have Reeves SM, who added documentation for high availability Kubernetes to the Flatcar docs. We have Dreaming Deer, who fixed some ignition documentation, which is always amazing. Docs PRs are underappreciated and overly welcome in our project. We love them. And Bags actually added documentation around systemd user units. If I recall correctly, he was using to start Portman in user mode and do some unprivileged stuff. Yeah, great stuff as well. Let's look at the advisories from last month. And I'll give the word to Dongsu.
Recently, there has a wave of new security issues. That's why we have over 20 open security issues right now. However, weekly updates are addressing those issues, and I think in several months we could manage to resolve it.
Very good. Thank you for the update. All right. Joey.
Something we've just become aware of today, potentially a security issue is we've realized that a while ago we accidentally stopped shipping CPU microcode, which is unfortunate. So we'll obviously look to get that back in, but yeah, possibly we've been a little bit exposed there.
It's good to know. Good to track that. All right. Let's go ahead with the ongoing and planned tasks and check out the roadmap. There aren't many changes here. I'm the wrong user. Sorry. There aren't many changes here. That's too big. We are still working on the secure boot work stream. That's interesting for operations on major cloud providers, where you can basically ensure through a trusted boot chain that the operating system you're running is not being tampered with, either from a third party or from the cloud provider side. The full alignment with Gentoo is basically an ongoing process. You might just turn this actually into an ongoing thing, because it just requires package updates, and those won't stop. Okay, composable image-based OS plans. In that regard, we do have a few updates in the bakery. So we put some work in the SysX bakery to get a build process there. It's easier to submit custom extensions, and we have automated builds for our custom extensions. So as soon as a new release comes out, the bakery will basically build a system extension for that. And that's it from the roadmap. Okay. Cyan, any concrete updates? Oh, wait. We actually have a section for that. So we have a composite operating system section. Yeah, it's a little more fine-grained here. What we're doing in terms of cluster API, which is a concern that has been merged into the composable OS roadmap. We actually have quite a bit of work ongoing there to have a cleaner separation between Cloud Init and Ignition in the kubeadm bootstrap provider, and there is a repository. I don't have it here. Let me find it. Here we go. We have a repository up where this work is currently ongoing. It's not in the main branch yet. There's a development branch that a colleague, Johanan, is iterating on. He's supported by a few cluster API maintainers, mainly from the cluster API Azure project. And yeah, we're doing separation work here. We've been asked by upstream, and so we're going to work on that as well. Secure and trusted boot. Cyan, any updates?
We are still working on the stream signing front. So we are trying to work with the leads we have, and trying our best to get the SIM reviews up for the PR up for review. And on the one progress that I could mention is that we have implemented experimental secure boot on our QEMU images, UEFI images. So if you want to try the secure boot, you could probably just download these images and try them out. give feedbacks. It's in alpha right now, and this will progress through beta and stable. So this is a good time to test. We'll use this to test on other platforms as well and let you know, folks, of the progress. Things has been good, looking good on the Azure trusted launch side. We have created a couple of SIG images to try those, and things looks good with that. But yeah, we are still working on the official sign shim review. So once that's done, we would be like totally closing this secure boot front and working ahead with like TPMs. Yeah.
Makes sense. Hopefully, Danielle and I will be able to talk to a few chaps from the CNCF on that during KubeCon next week. So let's see. No promises, but it's an opportunity. Okay, CNCF incubation process. Danielle, any news?
Not really. I mean, there was the... No, I don't have updates, actually.
Okay. Mathieu, do we have maybe tentative news regarding infrastructure?
Yes, we should get tangible news in the next week during the KubeCon. But in the meantime, on the infrastructure side, recently we've been working on the database update of Nebraska, and it's still in progress. And we should expect a really small downtime tomorrow morning when we will do the production database update. Other than that, yeah, we're still talking with CNCF regarding the new home for Flatcar. And yeah, we've been experimenting on our side to see what we could do for the next infrastructure.
Sayan, you're mentioning a tweet. What were you thinking about?
As in, like, the downtime, is this affecting? Is this the production one? I saw the staging messages.
Yeah, the staging was yesterday, and the production will be tomorrow. But as said, it's only a bit less than 1 hour, and the worst thing that could happen is that folks won't be able to update Flatcar nodes for this range time of 1 hour. So maybe I'm not sure it's worth communicating on this. We will communicate if something goes wrong, but I think for just 30 minutes, it's not worth to, I guess, to warn users.
Yeah, anyways, the releases are out, so I think it's I mean, we are almost 2 days in, so I think it's okay not to do it then.
Yeah, same here. Particularly since this is just metadata, so anything that happens before the Nebraska update or after that isn't affected. Even downloading images is not affected because that's a different server. And there's resilience built into the clients, obviously, to retry. Okay. Maintainer tactical, Sayan.
Sayan, you're on mute if you're talking.
Sorry. Yeah, so other than the items that folks are working, I think the item that we already cut out a new release, so we released alpha, beta, and stable over the last 2 weeks. The alpha was done separately because we wanted to get the secure boot bits in to test, but it's out now, and going ahead, the next release would be in around mid of April. So for that, we are targeting to get the kernel 6.12 in. We are doing some testing right now, and hopefully the PR is up in the next few days, and then we can merge it. Other than that, I don't think any other issues that we are working on actively. But folks, if you want to talk about something. No. Yeah, that's all from my side.
I know that Shui has been working on some hairy Dracut and boot partition stuff. Do you want to share any updates?
Yeah, that's looking really good now. I had it parsing all the ELF headers that we need, doing these new DL open style dependencies that systemd has. I've tested it with Flatcar, and it's building images now across architectures without the help of QEMU, so that's all great. But as things stood it was now pulling in more dependencies into the init RD than we had before, because it's detecting all these DL open dependencies, even the ones that Dracut didn't care about before. So I needed to go a little further and make it configurable. So Dracut will have like a default set of things that it thinks you should have, and then the user can then add or remove that accordingly. So yeah, we can avoid bloating the image that way. And yeah, once I've done that, then I'm going to submit it. Might then add some tests for Dracut after that. But yeah, so that's good. I've also been looking at moving to Gentoo's PAM package, because we have that forked at the moment. That kind of grew legs a bit, and I'm now reconciling the differences between Flatcar, Gentoo, and System D's upstream PAM configuration. Looked a little hairy to begin with, but it's starting to come together now. So yeah, hopefully we won't have to maintain that so much going forwards. That's all from me.
That sounds great. Thank you. Okay. In the list yet, and that is Nebraska. Irvin, any updates, any news regarding Nebraska? What's in the new release?
Yeah, so
I think you're using the wrong mic because you're sounding like deep underwater.
give me a second.
Of course.
Maybe he's under the water. You don't know.
Maybe you are. I don't know. Nice T-shirt, by the way. Like it.
Am I still in the water?
No, you're good.
It's good now.
All right. So the latest commit contains some. The latest release on the staging environment contains some vulnerability fixes. The release is something that we wanted to take advantage of at the moment, as we still have access to the staging environment through VPN. So we wanted to make a quick deployment there. Unfortunately, I did not have too much time working on Nebraska this week and the previous one, so I cannot provide too much news or some interesting news regarding the project.
I keep forgetting important things. That reminds me. Do Jan and Irvin, do you two want to talk about what you were working on in the last 2 weeks?
Yeah. So I will give the mic to you, Jan. I think this was initiated by you and Daniel originally. So if you two want to talk on it, talk about it.
Yeah, sure. So our plan right now is to basically finish up some fairly light yet we hope impactful restructuring of the main landing page of the Flatcar website, which we hope, especially for KubeCon, is going to basically allow people to get more familiar with our project within the first maybe few seconds or at most few minutes. I think this is the still work in progress a little bit. However, this is more or less the changes we are going with. So as you can see, there's some restructuring happening. Also, we're going to basically update the sponsors platforms and as well add testimonials of various publicly announced users of Flatcar. And yes, there's going to be a GitHub button, which is not loading right now because because SVGs are SVGs and HTML is hard. But yeah, this is still a work in progress. So what we're seeing right now will change a little bit. But this is more or less the feel that we are going for.
Very
know.
nice. Thanks both. Cool. All right. Okay. Open mic time. Does anyone want to raise any items or issues that they would like to do or are working on or think they need to be done but they can't do them themselves? Then this is the time.
There's the thing down there at the bottom.
Oh, right.
So this was something I was meant to discuss a few weeks ago, but missed it. So we are sort of moving in the direction of UEFI, but still want to, well, ideally want to support legacy BIOS for various platforms. Was it Hetzner or someone still requires it?
Yeah.
Our AWS images were until very recently BIOS only. We have recently changed that, so now they are UEFI preferred, which is great. They can take advantage of improvements there. Unfortunately, if they want to make use of the TPM, they can't, because you have to use an image that is UEFI only to enable that. But the problem is that older AWS hardware doesn't support EFI, so we have to make a choice of whether we just say, well, tough, you can't deploy on those older instances anymore, but that means I forget, does that mean people won't be able to upgrade possibly? Oh, no, I think they might be okay, but
upgrading is fine.
Yeah,
because we don't touch the bootloader, right?
Yeah, I mean, it depends if there's customers who are like using this at scale and they are deliberately keeping their fleet quite, homogeneous, or is that the word? Yeah, homogeneous. But then, does anyone necessarily need this TPM feature? So I don't know. There was also the option of maybe having both, but that was starting to look a bit hairy in the mantle code in particular. So I didn't want to spend a lot of effort there if we felt it wasn't really needed.
So I think we have a way older legacy here, and that is, at least formally, we still produce two kinds of images. That is hardware virtualization and para virtualization. And I don't think AWS has been offering para virtualization for, I think, 10 or 12 years, because that was first generation, right? So Zen virtualization has began to be phased out in 2015-ish, or 2016, when the first KVM accelerated instances were introduced. And yeah, I'm not sure. I think we might be, if anyone wants to look into that, since we're having like all kinds of AWS images already, it might be a good opportunity to kick out the what used to be Paravert images, because I think nowadays they're just the same images, they just have different names, and replace them so we keep the same complexity, but instead of Paravert and HVM, we support BIOS and UEFI. So that would at least keep complexity at bay.
Yeah, I'd be up for looking into that.
Cool. Okay, good call out. This is actually, yeah, it's the future is coming, and it's KVM and UEFI. All right. I do have one more thing, and that is we had quite a few significant changes lately in the bakery, where we basically reworked the way system extensions are built and are hosted, There's still a few bumps in the road, and we keep iterating and fixing. But if you see any pull requests or if you get any pings for reviewing stuff in the bakery, please, at least if it's small changes, help us out there. This is expected because the changes are pretty big, and the bumps we encounter are actually super small considering like the level of changes there. Yeah, and also it's much easier to build to add new SysEx now. Like you have everything like a skeleton script. There's no boilerplating anymore. You literally just fill out a single function, and then that's pretty much it. Just the business logic. Very low threshold. We also automatically build new versions. If upstream releases new versions, then a new SysEx is being released and hosted at the bakery. So a lot of the pain points were addressed. If you encounter any issues, please file an issue, and please, if you need it fixed fast, please call it out in the metrics chat. People will take care and will follow up on that. So yeah, that happened. All right. And any other topics for the open mic round? Okay, then mic goes to Cyan for the release planning.
I actually covered the same in the tactical one, but it's the same thing. So we are mostly focusing with the 6.12, and folks would be out for KubeCon over the next few weeks, so lesser crowd. So we would expect weekly updates as usual, and fixes here and there. But yeah,
This is a nice one. I like this one. It's gonna be in the
Yes.
next alpha. That's
yes,
cool.
this is the focus for the next release,
Very nice.
and
All
things
right.
are looking good.
That's good. That's good to hear. Okay. Q&A round. Anyone wants to chat about anything that wasn't mentioned?
Just wanted to talk about the bug smashing.
Oh, I keep forgetting big things. I'm telling you. Yeah, please do.
Maybe we can just open the HackMD and share the work.
If I can find it.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay, so yeah, so we had our bug smashing day last Friday, and we hope to do this sooner and at a regular interval. But we actually went through a lot of bugs which were probably not close, pending, probably not any more appropriate or relevant. So we went ahead and closed, or this was also, it turned out to be a very good opportunity to find things we could work in the future. But yeah, I think if you can scroll down, you see Thilo did a bunch of works, primarily working on the SysEx part. Domsu closed a lot of issues over the during the bug smashing day, and then yeah, I closed a few, primarily the ones which were around like the CAPI and stuff. And yeah, Chewy was also there.
Yep, at least some of mine are closed now.
Yeah, but yeah, it was a fruitful one, and hopefully we can do it like probably every month or 2 months, so that we are on the we can go through the issue tracker once in a while as a team.
Absolutely. Yeah, I mean, it could be hacking days, right? There was like 50% hacking, 50% bug tracking. I really enjoyed it as well. Thank you so much for organizing that, Danielle and Cyan. And Thank you, Dongsu, for helping with the HackMD document and for closing that many bugs. Amazing. Danielle, you promised monthly hacking days.
And it would be followed.
Love it. Great stuff. Okay. Good call out, Sayan. Thank you. Anything else you folks want to bubble up? Okay. On a closing note, Danielle, Matthew, and I will be at KubeCon. There will be various, I think Matthew has a talk with Timothy, right? Or is it a workshop?
It's a tutorial.
Very nice. Danielle has a tutorial for the workshop for the CNCF tags.
Yeah, it's a talk for the CNCF tag runtime, and in the Maintainer Summit project review talk. It's not a workshop at the end.
Good stuff. Anyways, and we'll be at the Project Pavilion. We have a Flatcar booth, and we will be there every afternoon. So if you want to meet us, just drop by and say hi. Bye, folks. Thank you for joining, and thank you for watching.
See you. Bye-bye.
Bye.
See you. Bye.